In 1944, the road to Verdun witnessed the advance of General Patton and the tanks of the Third Army. Today, this same road will see the cyclists of the Liberty Trail Bicycle Tour as they retrace the steps of the Allied advance. The historic city symbolized the start of the final leg in their rite of tribute. The riders came from all parts of Europe, the United States, and as far away as South Korea. The sporting challenge of the tour attracted over 500 cyclists, men and women of all types and ages. This year's American contingent is the largest ever to take part in the marathon experience.
The feelings among the American riders is really neat, and I really feel it's a fantastic trip. There's nothing like it in the world.
The requirements for the trip were relatively simple: a better-than-average bicycle, medical certification, and stamina.
As an adventure, this has been a real endurance race. You start out with, well, this is fantastic. We're going to ride across France. And after you ride your first 126-mile day, and you get in at about 9 o'clock at night, you go to sleep at about 11, and you get up at 5 to ride the next day. And then you ride another 130 miles the next day. All of a sudden you find yourself very, very tired.
La Voie de la Liberté, the Liberty Trail, led the pelotons up and down hills, through bustling cities and quiet villages. As they rode, today's heroes greeted bystanders, some who had seen the passing of Patton and his tanks over the same roads 45 years ago.
The Frenchman came up and kind of tears in his eyes. He said, "Hey, I'm really glad you guys are here." Oh, yeah. And that was all the English he could say. We tried to talk to him a little bit more, and he just kind of walked off. He started crying. He was pretty torn up.
The itinerary called for hundreds of kilometers to be covered according to a strict time schedule, inviting an element of danger. Accidents were few, but they did happen.
I was coming down a real halfway decent hill, and I was in the front of the pack, about the third peloton back, and someone didn't call out that there was a rock, and I hit it at about, 25, 30 miles an hour, rode for about 100 yards, and then I had a flat.
Finished a downhill run, started a climb, the pack had spread out, and the Americans and the French were mixed. I was on the right side, riding the line, started to pump up the hill, and he just crossed over, just drifted all the way to the right. We impacted.
For the lucky few, the exhaustion at the end of the day was tempered by the words of encouragement offered by family members.
It's exciting to see them all roll in together. It's something the guys look forward to every year, and so we kind of planned for it. This is our second year.
Yeah, it's an exciting time. It's kind of neat that they do this in honor of the liberation of France too, I think.
Preparation for the final day started at 6 a.m. The enthusiasm contagious as realization hit. This was it, day 8, the last stretch in an incredible 700-mile journey. The pelotons departed the picturesque setting of Luxembourg and accelerated northeast to a sentimental meeting at the Patton Memorial in Edelbrook.
I would commend anybody who took my place on future tours to know a little bit about the combat actions, because they've all been very interested in what particular actions that I was familiar with. I mean, they're in rapt attention. They really are interested. And so every chance I get, I spread out the old map and say, here's what happened. And I can't do that everywhere because I wasn't everywhere. But those places where I was, they are fascinated.
The push to the finish led through the hills of the Ardennes, known today as the mouth of the Battle of the Bulge. Their last climb led to a triumphant finish at the Martyrs' Memorial outside Bastogne. A memorial ceremony reminded the multinational participants of the cost of the original Liberty Trail. Emotions were mixed as the cycles were put to rest. There was relief, joy, sadness.
I'll do it again, yes, most definitely.
Yeah, I'll do it again.
You want to do it again?
Gee, let's do it again next year, huh? No problem.
Gail McCabe, primetime. Involved in the memorial ride since its start in 1986. This year's U.S. contingent will be the largest ever to take part in the 8-day marathon ride.
Makes it even more special. Last year, out of the 350 riders, about 50 of us were Americans, and we had American flags, and we were really proud to be representing America.
The organizers of the tour emphasize that this is not a race, nor is it a joyride. Cyclists will ride in groups and average 22 kilometers an hour, weather and terrain notwithstanding. All participants must be medically certified and registered, bring their own sleeping bags, a better-than-average bicycle, and be capable to put themselves through the paces.
I'm looking forward to it, but I'm kind of frightened about it. Not frightened, but a little nervous, I must admit.
So far, I've spent at least $1,000, and I have yet to get there. And I don't care how much it costs. It's all for the experience. To say that I've ridden across France by bicycle is more than anybody could ever imagine.
I think it'll be fun. You get 130 Americans together in that close of proximity. It's got to be fun.
The Liberty Tour starts Saturday morning at the coast of Cherbourg, and 1,200 kilometers and 8 days later winds up to a triumphant finish in Bastogne, Belgium.
Just getting this far, and I haven't even got on it yet. It's been worth it.
Belgium, isn't it?
In Stuttgart, Gail McCabe, 7th Corps, AFN Sports.